Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle FtW and welcome to another episode of Unpopular Opinions here in Call of Duty Zombies. In this video, we are going to be talking about Die Rise and why I believe this is actually a very good map in Call of Duty Zombies. This is a very controversial one. I know it is because a lot of people absolutely despise this map. They wish it never existed. And I am here to talk about what I think makes this map a good map, but also talk about the bad, because there obviously is bad things about that map. But hopefully everything looks good. This is my very first time ever recording and uploading a video with PC gameplay in the background. I rarely ever do PC videos, but I decided to buy Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and World at War on PC, just so that the future of my zombie videos can look a lot better on PC instead of on console, where it just definitely doesn't look as good. I can play at 1080p on every single zombies game. Obviously, Black Ops 3 I'm not getting on PC because, well, I have it on console and it looks fine in 1080p 60 on a console. So there is some lag in the gameplay of Die Rise. I apologize for that. I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe I need to upgrade my PC, which will come soon. But let's go ahead and talk about Die Rise and why I believe it is a good map. So this would not be a very popular this wouldn't be a very good video if I didn't talk about the good first and then go into the bad. But yes, I know that this is a very unpopular opinion, but let's jump why I think this is a very good map and is definitely underrated. So jumping in here, let's talk about the Soliquifier Wonder Weapon. This Wonder Weapon is simply incredible. It is such a good weapon. You can get to as far as you want. The only issue is getting to around 100 plus, but then again, you shouldn't have any problem getting to 100 plus with this weapon if you have a very good training spot and you never run out of ammo, which obviously ammo becomes a very big problem the farther you get into the zombies game. But this Soliquifier is absolutely incredible. How this weapon works is you have to build it on the buildable table in the I believe it's the second building or the main building of the map, and it's a little hard to build, I will admit. It takes a little bit of skill and not going down. Hopefully you get jugged on the first two lifts by the power switch. If you don't get jugged by the two power switch, it just becomes a whole lot harder. But the Soliquifier is just a fantastic wonder weapon. The only downside is that it does leave a little bubble, a path of bubbles on the ground that can slip you off the map if you're not careful. But for the most part, in all of the training, every time I've played Die Rise, I don't think I've ever fell off the map by using the Soliquifier, because while it can be hard to do that sometimes, like if you get yourself in a very sticky situation, 9 times out of 10, I never have any problems with this Soliquifier, especially in the training spot that you're seeing in the gameplay in the background. There's just no reason for me to fall off the map because I actually figured out where to shoot the zombies so that they all, won't die in the danger zones of that training spot. Speaking of training spots, let's go ahead and talk about that. This map has very good training spots. Obviously, you can see the training spot that I'm using here in this video, but there's also the training spot sort of by the elevator shaft that will take you to the Galva Knuckles. That's also a very good place to train as well, but I personally like to train in the Buddha room, quote unquote, more than anything else. But the training spots are great. This is a very good high round map. We'll obviously talk about some things later in the video about the Easter egg, which I don't think is very good at all, but the training spots are very good on this map. You can easily jump in as long as you're a skilled player, which I think is why people don't like this map. This is definitely not a map for beginners, not at all. As a matter of fact, you have to be super aware of your surroundings. You have to be very used to how the game plays, and without that, you're just going to fall to your death, fall down the lifts, which I'll talk about verticality a little bit later. But the training spots are very good. It's a very good map for getting to high rounds on, and that is the second good point about Die Rise. Now jumping into the third spot of things that are good in the map, you can get a free perk from the bosses in the map, as well as a max ammo every 5 rounds. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Obviously, I'll talk about the bosses a little bit more later in the video in the bad category, but a free perk is a free perk. Whether you like it or not, it's fantastic that you can get a free perk from these boss zombies. And now let's go to the second to last reason why I think this is a great map. In my opinion, the reason I like this map so much is I have a ton of nostalgia for this map, for this particular map in Black Ops 2. The reason for that is that Die Rise came out right around the time that I just started playing Black Ops 2. I remember my very first time ever watching zombies on YouTube was Ali A playing Die Rise. I think I also watched Town and stuff like that. Ali is the first person I subscribed to on YouTube, but nostalgia for me is why I like Die Rise so much. Every time I go into the Buddha room, I think of watching those old Ali videos on that map, talking about, you know, whatever he wanted to and everything like that, which is kind of the origin to how I like to play zombies and stuff. So I just have a ton of nostalgia for this map. I know that it's hard. I know that it's not for everybody, but nostalgia can win over everything sometimes, and that's why I like Die Rise so much. I just have a ton of nostalgia for that map. It's just one of those maps that I was very first introduced to in Call of Duty Zombies, besides, of course, Town, Farm, and Transit, as well as Bus Depot, but honestly, just the nostalgia part of Die Rise is why I love that map so much. So that is basically the biggest reason. And then last but not least, I believe that this is probably one of the most unique maps we've ever seen in Call of Duty Zombies. It is not linear. It has verticality, which is a bad point, but it's a very unique map. It's in China, which we've never seen before. Obviously, Shinonuma was a map that took place in Japan, so that's not China. It takes place in a big Chinese city, which is some people have wanted. They wanted a city map, and honestly, it's really cool. Honestly, if they had PhD on this map, I think it would be one of the best maps of all time. Now that we have talked about all the good, let's go ahead and talk about the bad, because there are some bad things. There's no doubt about that. There are some bad things in every single good map, in my opinion. For example, Mob of the Dead has too much, is very, very close quarters, so it's very easy to go down. Dreisendrach has a very hard Panzer. Let's see, what else is really hard about? Anyway, you get the idea. But anyways, the bad thing about Die Rise is the verticality. Honestly, the verticality is what ruins the map for me personally. The amount of times trying to get to the Buddha room that I've fallen to my death is just an insane amount of times. It's ridiculous. The amount of times I've fallen to my death, fallen down the lift shafts, fallen. That's what Die Rise is. You fall all the time until you know how the map works. Even if you know how the map works, you can sometimes overjump, you can sometimes underjump and fall to your death, and it sucks. You have a very, very stupid down, and that's a very bad thing about this map, I'll be honest. Second off, in the bad category, we have the bosses are very, very, very annoying. I'm not used to PC, and as a not used to PC player, these bosses are a pain in the butt. The amount of times I've been red screened to these stupid things is absolutely insane. They hop and they jump all over the place. There's two of them at the same time. The only way you can get a free perk is if you knife them and not miss a shot, which really, really sucks. And overall, they're just an annoying boss. They're more annoying than the monkeys. They're more annoying than Brutus. They're more annoying than Amargua. They're more annoying than anything. They're just so annoying, and that's a very bad thing. And last but not least, we have the lifts. The lifts in Die Rise, I would say that they're not the best transportation we've ever seen in Call of Duty Zombies. The gondola in Mob of the Dead is perfect. The tank in Origins is also really good, but the lifts in Die Rise are just not it. You can get smashed by them, they can take forever, and you're not ever guaranteed a perk in those lifts. If they had made them more guaranteed, then that would be honestly a lot better. But the lifts are just random, they are very slow sometimes, they don't save you very much, and you can get squished by them. So the Easter egg on Die Rise is another bad thing about the map. If you're an Easter egg player, honestly, none of Black Ops 2 is for you, except for Origins. Like, the Easter eggs in Black Ops 2, to say the least, were pretty weak, not gonna lie, especially the Transit Crew Easter eggs, and Die Rise is no exception. It's just the most simple, boring, no skill required Easter egg I've ever seen. I don't know how the Easter egg even works, but I've heard from the community, I've watched videos about the Easter egg, and it's just not a good Easter egg. It's not a solid Easter egg. And to basically conclude this video, Die Rise is a classic zombies map that is only good for basically one playstyle, and that is an experienced player who loves to go for high rounds. If you're not an experienced player, if you're not a high round player, Die Rise is an easily avoidable map. But for me, nostalgia mixed with me loving to go for high rounds, as well as really good trading spots, combines together to make this map just an amazing map for me, and that I really, really enjoy. So anyways, my final rating for this map is going to be a 7 out of 10. Anything between a 7 and a 9, in my opinion, is a good map, and anything between a 9 and a 10 is just an amazing or a god tier map. Speaking of that, I will be doing a video ranking all the zombies maps in a tier list tomorrow, kind of redoing that video, because I did do that video on my main channel, and honestly it wasn't as good as I thought I could make it, because I jumped into that video not playing zombies in months, and because I've been playing zombies very, very consistently, and I've played some maps that I don't like that I've recently enjoyed, like 5, I decided to make that video again for you guys. So you guys can expect that video tomorrow instead of a top 5. So anyway guys, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Be sure to check out all my other previous zombie videos here on the channel. I am now uploading 6 days a week on this channel as well. If you have missed any videos on my main channel, make sure you check that out. Make sure you check that channel out as well. And I will see you guys all in another Call of Duty video very, very soon.